record. So one thing I do every morning is paint. And I'm going to show you how I go about doing this. First, let's grab a board. I get this stuff from Michael's. I think it's like $9 for a pack of like 6 or something like that. I also have a friend that has a shop, and he's got a lot of wood that a lot of times goes they don't use. It's just scraps. So I'll grab stuff from that. Okay. I don't know how to paint. This is just a morning meditation. And basically you're just saying a little prayer, saying something like, Heavenly Father, let me enjoy this, and just to the best of my ability, what I'm trying to do is just relax my mind, prepare for the day, and just give glory to you. And let's see what comes of this brush marks and see if there's a landscape or something that develops. It's near me, Lord, amen. But basically all I do, you take some linseed oil, and this is oil paint. I'm going to put some down here. And I'm using some yellow, some red, some green, some brown, this is, that's the wrong one. It's phthalo blue. I'm looking for something called Payne's Gray. They kind of look alike. There it is, Payne's Gray. So here's my colors I'm using. I don't really know much about these colors. I don't even know about transparency and opaqueness, and of course white. So I'm going to put some white on here. Let's throw some yellow down here. Some red, because I usually mix the red and the yellow to make kind of an orangish color. Believe it or not, red and yellow make orange. And I will put the green here, because I'm probably going to mix it more with brown. And I make a mess. I usually have gloves I wear. What is this? Burnt umber. Burnt brown. And this almost works like my black, but it's a bluish tint. It's called Payne's Gray. All right. Cheap brush, a rag. You should see the way I look. I'll show you a picture of me here in a little bit, and the ridiculous stuff that I wear, because I basically just paint on my jeans. And I'm just going to start. Let's start with the landscape first. I'm going to get a lot of this. Let's go into and just mixing those together with oil or linseed oil. And I'm just going to make a mark, and that's going to turn into something. Thinking road here, maybe. I don't know. I usually paint something that ends up looking like Kansas. And I basically just start making some marks. Thank you, Stuart Davies. He is the guy that kind of introduced me to this method. And and I forgot one major thing I need to run and get really quick. That is a paper towel. But do you see a landscape already? Got some trees here, a cluster of trees there, got kind of a landscape there, and like some rolling hills in the background. I mean, it's, what do you know? Let's get a little bit more. Let's get some green. Actually, I'm going to put a little yellow in there. Get a little bit greener. More yellow. And basically, this is it. You're just making marks. Ooh, maybe that's I always like doing little lakes, and let's see. Let's make this a cluster of trees right here. A little cluster. I was like something like that. Grabbing a little white just for a second, and just to kind of. Okay. We'll take the paper towel. Actually, I'm going to dip it in a little bit of oil because it isn't that oily. No, Freya's not here. Freya's not out here. Let's see. I think that's some water right there. So let's some white on a paper towel. Oop, not enough. There we go. A little water right there. Something like that. Like I said, I'm a complete mess. I'm just poking. Okay. Got some trees there, so, you know. There's the reflection of the trees, and there's some reflection of those trees. Cool. Let's throw in a sky. I'm going to use a different brush for this. Yeah. Okay. Let's grab some. Oh boy, I don't really want to make it blue. Let's be more orange. Grab some of that oil. Grab some white. Get some more oil I'm going to put in there. There we go. Let's see. So I'm just going to start. Whoops. Do I care if there's green there? Nope. This is just a meditation. I'm just seeing what is coming out of it. Kind of remember my. Grab some white, put up here. More of this. Cool. Let's take this and maybe go. Something like that. Smear that in. And grab a little of this Payne's Gray just for fun, just to kind of put some blue in the sky. I'm just basically playing. You know what? I should have probably stained this a little bit better. So we're just going to stain it now, and it's going to wipe a lot of this paint off. There we go. Since I got some paint on there, might as well put some texture in. Okay. I always try to get the skies done just because I might want to come up through them later if I feel like it. There's another kind of oil. It's some safflower oil. It's supposed to be a little bit quicker drying. I don't know. I'm just kind of poking. Hopefully you guys can see that. Never really recorded myself for presentation before, but I thought it would be interesting to show you how I start my day just for fun. I do a lot of this. I'm gonna clean this brush because this is nasty. Yes, I do the whole Bob Ross thing where I beat it to death. All right. And to me, this is just really relaxing, sitting out here in the morning, listening to the birds, watching the dogs play. Freya, I'm sure, is going to come out here any minute and go, hey, crap. And just, I don't know how to do this. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just making marks, seeing what will happen, kind of envisioning something. But like I said, there's this guy named Stuart Davies. He is a English, I think, painter, but he lives in France, and he did this video called The Illusion of Detail. I recommend you looking it up. And it kind of taught me about this painting style in the, I think the late 1800s, early 1900s, called tonalism. And it's basically the illusion of detail. It's like, does this look like a tree? You know, it's not, but it has the illusion of it, especially when you're far back. It's sort of impressionistic. I tend to like this more impressionistic approach with the tapping and kind of just seeing some brush marks. I think that's kind of interesting. And kind of go back to this horizon line. Add a little bit of red in there. Kind of like that. So one of the reasons I do this is to kind of let go of control and to teach myself to let go of control, and that it's not really about me at all. If that makes any sense. That cluster of trees was right there. Just poking and poking. I'm going to put these back in. I'm going to put these back in though with this brush right here because they're more of like the, I guess, the evergreens. I'm just going to go, or the tall trees like that. Yeah, see? And even my little sketch marks, you know. So, yeah, let's put a, this is what's so fun about this. I can take this and go, is there something up here? Let's see. Wipe that down a little bit. Maybe that's a cluster of bushes. Maybe there's a little trail that's right here that leads back off. That maybe goes around. I should put a disc golf basket right there. Yeah, let's do something really quick. This is a little, let's see what we got. Kind of define the edge of this a little bit more. I wonder if I could put a bridge there. I don't know how to do that. I'm not that talented. Put like a bridge here. I don't know. Maybe I can. Let's try it. Something kind of crickety. No, that looks stupid. We're just going to erase that. And now it just became a cloud in the sky. All right. Let's get some more white. A little, cover that stuff up here in a minute, but I like this one. I kind of like what I did originally. Let's kind of accentuate those a little bit if I can. I suck at this. I'm not going to touch it. See, there probably needs to be a little bit of brightness there. Maybe, maybe not. Depends on where the sun's coming from. Let's have the sun coming from this direction because there's the white right there. So I'm just going to go. Poke some darker colors in there. A little bit here. I do know a couple of things, like in the distance, things are usually lighter. Maybe there's a group of trees back there. Way back in the distance. Like that. Bring some of this. A little bit of light right here, like kind of there's something coming through. Whoops, a dirty brush. Dirty brush. Dirty brush. Hello, Mr. Dirty Brush. something like that. Let's see if I can blend that out a little bit. Get a completely dry brush and just. And I use the cheapest brushes. These are from a pack of like 40 that cost like $12 at Michael's. I usually just end up throwing them away after about a month. And I use little plastic plates as my palette because it just gets nasty. Cool. Now, this is something I did learn from Mr. Ross. I do try to put little edge marks or white, even though that sucks. Sometimes you gotta use the palette knife. And I'm just gonna go. Let's kind of do this. Like that. Let me put one right there. Sure. Then let's see. It's kind of orangey in there, so I need to get a lot of color. It's like, a little blue in there. A little of that Payne's gray. The illusion of water. Those trees come down more. It's like this. One thing I am doing is with water, I'm always going this way, even though it probably, you try to make it as straight as possible, but I usually don't end up with good straight stuff. I'll try to do this. You need a really dry brush to do this. Let's see. Kind of barely touching the water. Grab this again. A lot of times I do this over and over again. Oh, come on. Wow, I suck. can't even get a line of something like that. I don't know what this is right here, but it's got to go. Okay. Cool. Now I'm just going to grab a really scraggly brush and just kind of do this. You can grab a little bit of this paint and that covers up a lot of mistakes and also kind of makes it look. Now let's some green. Somebody needs to mow. That almost looks like a little boat dock or something, or a little other ramp. I need to accentuate this trail also. I'm not seeing it now. Let me grab a little bit of this orangey color. Let's some white. There we go. And it goes off that way. Oh, Freya's here. I hear Freya. I hear Freya. All right, then I'm just going to take this and smear it. Kind of like I did before, but hopefully it'll have a little bit of. Be able to see it a little bit better now. Hi, Freya. How you doing, honey?
Good morning.
Hi, honey. Is she? The other dogs are out here looking for her. They were barking. Yeah, they were actually literally looking for her.
I heard Cooper.
I was
like, oh, okay.
It was pretty funny.
Girl, you know you can stop and pee. You don't have to keep like walking.
There you go.